lads.
Congrats on a massive win. Again, you had a late change of opponent, and something you're used to, I'm sure. But it's never going to be easy to adapt to, and oftentimes we can see it affect people's performances negatively. I was only watching during the week. I was watching Diego Lopez fighting Dan Ige. Remember, Dan Ige came in on a couple of hours' notice, and we saw Diego Lopez, who had a full count, get tired after 2 rounds. So we know that it affects the stress of that kind of drug that affects a fighter. Did you find that to be an awkward, tricky opponent to have to win against now? That situation happened again this week?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm used to it, and every fight I've put in 10-12 weeks that they're confident no matter who it is. And to be honest, he wasn't like a stylistic fight that was like a Michael Venom Page. I had to kind of bring a guy in. So I actually heard he was an engineer, a grappler, 5'6". Sounds very familiar, and I train with a better fella who's Brad Katona, and he's an engineer and 5'6", that kind of body type. So, and to be fair to him, he looked like he keeps himself in shape all year round, unless he was coming up to a fight or something. But he was in good nick. He's good experience. If you look at his record, he's fought top opposition, but he just hasn't got it over the line when it came to like the top opposition. You know, when you look at like the likes of Wilson Hayes, really good fight with him back and forth. Khurshid, I think he might have been beating Khurshid, I'm not sure. You know, other guys there, you know, very good lads, don't come off the top of my head there. He beat a guy you'd probably remember from years ago in the cage contender days, your man Artem Satenkov. He beat
Satenkov's corner right before.
Did not know that. There you go, we were only chatting about your man.
Ciaran was in your opponent's corner, who Neil Seary beat to win the first ever Cage Warriors flyweight.
There you go. So back in the cage contender days, yeah, so that'll bring you back. You know all of it, that's your... I remember when I was only coming up watching all them, like literally, you know, me coach Conor Dillon and that at the time, and you know, so I know how good this fella was, and yeah, like that. And I knew, and to be honest, in the fight, I knew he peels that back on the back. He's good at peeling the back. But I had a fight before with a Greek guy and Sinos, and he done that, and I respected it too much. But I actually probably should have respected it a bit more today, and it would have made the fight a lot easier because it did burn the legs a bit. But I just thought I'd be confident the second time. But look, got the win anyway, you know.
Yeah, and you were really pressing for the finish right at the end. What was it that was kind of the limiting factor? I think your arm was trapped in his armpit at one stage, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? At one stage, I thought I had it with the one arm. I felt that, and I was like, no, I'm going to get the one arm. But he actually, I don't know, I forget what happened, and I think he adjusted just that slight bit. And I knew then if I keep going any longer here. But yeah, he had the armpit. And as well, he was really good. He was able to get low on me and like reach back with his arm to kind of start turning in. He was really good at that. And I knew again from watching him, he peels with the left. And it's actually something I do, but I was going to the half Nelson, but he was good there. He was tricky, and to be honest, you see me nose here. That was off a slam. He broke me nose off a slam. And if you can imagine, I'm on his back, but I'm on my back. So the blood is just going down my throat. There was probably a litre full of blood here, to be honest. Happened to me before in training, so I was well used to it. But yeah, like that slam broke my nose. Like the way he was able to, like, you know, go head first. My nose must have crashed off like his shoulder. Anyway, I knew it looks a bit Mongol-y, but it actually worked. You know what I mean? Did the damage. Like that was the only thing that did the damage. Like, you know.
Nice one. Congrats on a big win, man.
Thanks, Paul.
Just for me, firstly, congratulations on the win. How close do you feel was it? Looking at the fight, looking at you, when you had the position on it, it looked like you were almost there. How close did you feel it was?
The fight?
The choke.
Oh, the choke, it was close. It was close. Had I got the hand free, it was done. I think, yeah, I would have went gable grip. I was ear to ear as well, and I would have got my head in there, and yeah, it was close. But it was actually Darryl, my brother in the corner. He actually was shouting for the choke then, and I was like, yeah, I'm actually. He forgot a bit then because he knew I was doing such a good job of controlling, and then when I started going to the punches, then again, that's when I was able to go back to the choke. So look, like I said, he's a tricky guy, you know, like that. He's not like a stylistic nightmare, but he was a tricky guy, and I knew he was a good grappler. I've seen his fight against Wilson Hayes, granted a smaller fighter, but Wilson Hayes fought for the UFC World title, you know what I mean? He's no slouch, and he was going back and forth to him, nicking positions and stuff, so I knew how good he was, you know. I didn't take him lightly, you know. Good experience. Thank you.
Ciaran, obviously there's a few more opportunities now with this PFL merger and everything to get out a little bit more. You just mentioned broken nose, probably not anytime soon, but what is the sort of plan going forward?
Yeah, look, I'm fairly vocal on that. I'm just here, you know, I'm not this undefeated guy. you know, to be honest, that's all given to me from above anyway, the position I'm in. You know, I can't be, you know, I'm 0-0 every fight. That's the way I take it. And that's just it, like I can't be thinking, you know, 9-0, this, should that matter tonight? No, it didn't. You know, it didn't. No, it didn't. I might have given the guy's psyche, but I still felt he was coming in swinging for my head, you know. So, like, you know, that's just it. The next fight, I don't know what it is or what fair for, but just focus on each one. Of course, there's more opportunities, but it's just focus on each one. That's all it is, and it's worked for me so far. Like that, I was talking to Dave and Darrell. I was doing a lot of work with Dave Roach. This camp, John was unfortunately not here, but I know he's watching at home. And I actually caught a technique that he calls the Ciaran in the fight. So I was delighted with that. And then as well, I've been working a lot with Dave Roach doing elbows. And I split him open the elbow, I cut him with the elbow. So I was really delighted to kind of the time they've been putting back into me. Just even those little kind of things I was able to take positives from, you know. And of course, you know, the things to work on from the fight, you know, not getting too anxious, jumping in the back and things like that, you know.
You mentioned the nose earlier, and you mentioned that like it's something that had come up before. Was it something you were kind of concerned about being an issue this time?
No, actually, I broke the nose. That kind of similar situation happened. I did break it years ago, but I wouldn't have thought I broke it. Right. That exact situation happened. I was sparring, got caught, bang, nose broke. I was on his back, but I was on my back. The blood was going down my throat. Didn't think anything of it. Didn't go to the doctor's round. Pedro Cavallo was preparing for a fight world title. Believe it or not, all geared up. It wasn't a shin. The knee caught me in the nose. Crunch. Broke the nose. Went into the fight with the Brazilian with broken nose. That's when it affected me. And then he had a few knocks in it. So I know all about the nose there. So I just knew straight away in the fight that was it, you know. But like that, just, you know, taking a handy, and I'll be still training away, you know, get me running in conditioning and you know, drills and wet pads and stuff, you know. So it's not too major, you know.
That's when you were a part of this like sort of infamous kind of French training camp about a year ago now. I wonder, like, obviously you would be focused on your own fight, but would you have heard that like they're delaying the fight again and we don't know if it's going to be like Chandler now? Like, do you think, like, you were there? Was he ready to fight then? And do you think he's ready to fight now? And it's just
yeah, like, and then I was possibly going to go. Actually, sorry, I was asked to go to Vegas. Well, I couldn't go. I said I'd go a few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks after, because my mate was getting married and I was best man for it. So I was like, I couldn't let him down. And so I was going to go over, but then the fight was pulled. Yeah. So then I was like, you know, so, but yeah, like that, Conor's back training and I see, and you know, he's always training. Trust me, I've been away with him, you know the crack. And the networking I got from that camp has been, you know, going away with Conor has been unbelievable. Thank you. And yeah, like, I mean, it's unbelievable. Like, I mean, I'm working with Tristan Kennedy at that camp. I got to know Phil Sutcliffe. I seen the way Conor works, and it was actually priceless for me to get away with him, to see how Conor McGregor done it. You know what I mean? It's brilliant. You know.
So they just pulled the finger out getting the fight at this stage. Like, it's been too long.
Yeah, I know. I think yeah. Look, I just think it'd be just amazing to get something going for the end of the year. And to be honest, I just think it's a tragedy. It's a big fight, but I just think it's a tragedy that tonight's fair is not Conor's. Does that make sense? I just think that magnitude is something, that money went into it. And don't get me wrong, the two boys are great and stuff, and it's my division, and I love watching the lads and stuff. I love watching Marab, obviously, for obvious reasons, the style and that. But just without Conor, it's very hard. There's only one Conor McGregor in front, you know, so yeah.
Great performance. Obviously, we talked about how strong Thomas is, and his last performance, obviously, he went 3 rounds with Kershaw, who was a current European champion. Where do you think that places you now in terms of the European top bantamweights in Europe?
I don't know, to be honest. You know, people have said it to me before with the European tournament. I'm all over them, you know, and I think the lads in Severe were kind of saying like, oh, like he'd be eligible, like kind of lads with 10 fights and under are eligible for that. They were just kind of like, you know, just talking about it. You know, because they were saying like Paul uses 10-1, he went for the big tournament, obviously not as big as Paul and stuff, but you know, like they were kind of talking lads maybe under 10-0 go for it. But when the bantamweight tournament was announced at the time, I was like, that deadly. And then they were like, oh, you're not eligible because of the contract you're on with Bellator and stuff. So I was like, okay. They were like, look, see this contract out, which is 18 months. I have another year on that, 2 more fights, and then maybe after I think about the $1 million tournament. I know they don't have a bantamweight tournament, but maybe it could be an inaugural one. And to be honest with you, I've said it before, I think PFL Bellator, the top PFL Bellator bantamweights are the best in the world. I think some of them with Nick wins off UFC and I think Patchy Mix is the best bantamweight in the world. That's why I think he's the best. I think he'd beat Sean and Marabin. I know he's trained with Marabin, so I think we have a top, you know, really stiff competition for Bellator in the bantamweight division. You know, so yeah.
Nice. Obviously, you've had a fight this year against Aris Mackey. You had 2 fights last year. Do you even get another one in before the year ends, or what?
It's probably not looking like that the way that their schedule is. You know, it's hard for fighters because like so many obstacles, you know, with training or things coming up and stuff, you know. So if they had that's why I love the tournament, because it starts in April and it's like 7 weeks, boom. That's what I'd love, the schedule. You know, you can like prioritize, you know, does that make sense? You can, so I really would like it for them reasons, and I always forget there's $1 million on the line, or the 100k or whatever, and then for me it'd be like picking them wins up and getting the belt. But again, like I said, I'm not in a position calling for a rat like that. I'm just saying I've always said yes to a fight. If that's what Bellator's next for me, it is. If it's not, if they offer you somewhere else, that's it. You know, like I've always said yes, you know, and I'll always keep it like that. I'm a fighter and I'm in the big leagues, you know. So.
Yeah, last one from me. Obviously, big crowd here for you today.
Yeah.
How responsive are you in terms of their reaction to your fight? How does that encourage you while you're in the ring?
Look, first of all, you know, I didn't get time in the mic there, but I just want to thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Only for Him, I wouldn't be here. And that's just it. Like, I am in this position. I've heard yesterday, he said it's not a coincidence. People would say, oh, it's not a coincidence you're in this position. You worked hard over years and all that. No, I'd say it's not my word. It's a God instance. And that's it. That's just it. And then second of all, the support I have. Me girlfriend Lauren, who love the bits. You know, me family, I was all here. Me mum, me nanny's in the crowd. We had to get her wheelchair to get here, lads. She was like, it's Wembley, 10-0. It's like she was getting here, and that was it. We were coming to the airport, and I was like, who's going to bring us? I was like, everyone I know is gone. I was like, who's going to bring us, man? So I just want to say thanks very much to all my sponsors, Drogheda, my town, everyone back home, my team, SPG Ireland, John Kavanagh watching at home, and hopefully this can get out there to them. And I know I didn't get time in the mic, and I'm probably waffling on here, lads, but thanks very much. Cheers, lads, thanks.